Hello everybody. There's still some drama going on. Sadly enough. Um, well, um, it seems like it's always going to be some drama between these people. I know that, um, at least one person goes to an underage kid, streams and spies on him, talking crap, and of course, um, it seems like at least me and some other people defend that kid, and of course the other people, the opposition, so to speak, will probably say, "But why are you doing that? You're such a pedophile." Um, what the people don't seem to understand is that, well, what you are doing is just bullying, and of course we gotta stand up for against bullies. Um, and and I must admit, it's also really weird that a 16-year-old stalks a 14-year-old for a 43-year-old. Of course, we do know the reason of it. That 43-year-old is just angry that 14-year-old knows and trying to expose him, the 43-year-old, for what he's doing. And it's also really sad that the 14-year-old sister tend to like the 43-year-old for some reason. And yes, to add it out there, I do admit that it's really weird with that someone who is 43 years old gives out his phone number to two 14-year-olds, with no relation to him at all. They're not family or anything like that. And it seems like the 43-year-old knows that the kids are having anxieties, having some issues, and it seems like the 43-year-old is taking advantage of that, being nice to them, which makes them at ease, so he can jump in and do whatever he wants to do with those kids. And that's just a theory, but considering the 43-year-old's record, that he has a thing for underage kids, so it wouldn't run past him that he has some evil intentions with those kids, which is also a reason for at least me doing it, trying to defend the kid, well, at least one kid. And of course then I will hear, well, why are you defending a kid? He's doing bad shit too. Of course kids do bad stuff, there's no getting past that. But at least kids will learn someday. Kids will do bad stuff, and of course they will learn from it and move on. That's the part of life. But a 43-year-old who knows better talking to kids, that's not really something to really pass on or pass off or just ignore in a way. And of course, the 43-year-old isn't really happy about us talking crap, talking back. And of course, he then is going to always resort to personal insults. Like, yeah, of course, well, you don't have any friends, all that crap. It seems like he's only projecting everything. The only friend the 43-year-old has is a 16-year-old. And he does everything to continue to talk to him. And knowing that this 43-year-old does have some weird sleeping patterns now, because I noticed that he has done some lives at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Keeping up the 16-year-old even though he has school, which is weird and in a way kind of pathetic in a way, to keep up a 16-year-old so we can have someone to talk to, because it looks that way. And sadly, the best way the 43-year-old can handle things is just throwing insults everywhere. Me, I have heard it all before, so I don't really care. But it seems like it really bothers the 43-year-old, because it seems like he's very insecure about himself. As for me, I do have a job, I do have friends, so I don't really care. I don't talk about it much, because that's none of their business anyway. I do have friends, I do have a job, which apparently the 43-year-old doesn't have. And he said himself he hasn't had a job in 5 years. Apparently he has done nursing too, but as I figured, he has been in nursing school but for some reason failed, which makes me wonder why. It seems like the 43-year-old is getting really desperate now. He still goes after the 14-year-olds. He has a 16-year-old doing his bidding, who is also apparently a huge fan of the 43-year-old. Does everything he says, which is in a way kind of sad, defying his parents for a 43-year-old who is an alleged pedophile. Which is also another thing, which in a way is kind of hilarious. He calls everyone else a pedophile except the one that is the most considered to be a pedophile. they can deny everything that is out there, being catfish and all, having a crush on an underage YouTuber, flirting with kids at the school he used to work at, flirting with said boss, his daughter, 16-year-old, having a 6-year-old on private streams, which is confirmed by his friend, the 43-year-old's friends. Having a 12-year-old on stream, having kids shout him out, and of course the 14-year-olds. And I must say, it is probably a reason that a lot of the 43-year-old's YouTube friends has turned away from him. I can only imagine that they're sick and tired of the same old shit. That 43-year-old doesn't change. He only wants to hang around kids. So yeah, that's about it. Peace out.